I have no idea why, but I haven't been properly covering Medieval Dynasty, which is a weird thing to do. I think I actually made videos or recorded videos of covering the updates, but not actually uploading them for some strange reason, and I don't know why. But hey, this is the update, a very major update and change in the course of the game, you could say, because this autumn updates you see here uh, kind of adds a lot of military weapons uh, and armor and the such. And aside from the armor, they did add flags, signs for your village, and about you know new clothing, that sort of stuff. There's some new placements for like armor and weapon racks and the like. The What else was there? They made very huge changes with how weapons were used, especially spears. Spears, apparently, you throw every time you throw them, you basically throw it like a girl. That's what I'm gonna say. When I tested it out, when you throw a spear, you're throwing it like a girl. I never. I mean, to be fair, I guess the spears are heavier in this regard, but I don't know. And when I was a kid, I threw a spear. It wasn't exactly as hard. To be fair, you got more. You kind of have more focus on there than on the game, so you have a better feel physically on how you throw stuff. But anyway, this is the autumn update. I'm not gonna look at the video itself because I don't care much. But I can tell you, here's what they've added. So they've added new crests, banners, fences, and gates. I haven't unlocked this. I could probably just go to an older save and show you it, but I haven't. I'm not gonna bother. But I haven't unlocked this. I might actually have to show you that in the video. But they have new fences and gates, and I really like the new fences and gates. They're really, really nice. So we got village signs, which makes it possible to get the crest and village name. Armor, dyeing clothes, which is very good. A very good addition. Shields, battle axes. Oddly enough, they didn't add any new types of spears, which disappoints me because I was under the impression, and they changed this over the course. I can tell you this: for the longest time, they resisted wanting to not add swords and stuff. This historically, villagers wouldn't have this, which historically made no sense. I mean, the vast majority of villagers, yes, they would not have this. That didn't mean that they never had swords. If they were wealthy enough, they would of course have swords because it was a status symbol. So naturally, they would have such a thing. But they also added the ability to get really expensive looking armor, which is again kind of unlikely considering this is supposed to be like, they said it would be historically accurate and they'd be and honestly, I don't see them having like iron armor or steel armor. Technically there's no steel armor, but expensive armor, because when I heard that they were going to add armor, I assumed they would be adding like gamison, and they did. I previously thought they weren't, so I was kind of pissed, but they did add like gamison and stuff. But we'll talk about it later. They added weapon racks. You can't put weapons in the weapon rack. You can try. It's going to be difficult, but to actually just easily place weapons in the weapon rack, you can't really do that for some reason. So damage types dealt by weapons and animals. Basically, they changed the way spears worked. Surprisingly, it's a lot easier to kill bison with a bow than it is a spear, which is sad. But damage resistances for armor and animals. Training dummy with different armor types. New bandit types. Bandit group behavior. Health bar for enemies, players, and animals. I disabled this because, I don't know. It feels too... It's looking a lot more like Oblivion than anything else, which is annoying. You ever play Oblivion? We'll go with Skyrim, I guess, but it's looking more like Skyrim X this way. So players can now create their dynasty together. So basically, they can get married and stuff. Seasonal field management. So I might have to show you this. It's really good. I'll be honest. It means like if you don't want to have to use more fields, you can basically reduce that by working on this, and I guess it takes less time. Well, maybe not less time actually, but it means less fields be doing. And if you like, rotations and like, you could probably do that. You can't. It's not that sophisticated. So you can't do yearly rotations, but you have crop rotations basically. Uh, so there's a skip season animation. No, that's interesting. Anyway, the village journal displayed at season change. Now, every time you change seasons, it displays on who's like giving birth and who's dying. I kind of want the option to remove this because this actually takes more time to end the season, which is annoying. But anyway, options to hide some of the equipped wearable items, which is also very good. So if you want to be able to let your hair flow, or you just want to see a flowing beard, you can disable that. Or if you just really don't like the way a shawl looks, anyway. Clothes and armor lose durability when player takes damage. Also very good. I think this has been a long time coming, especially for clothes. So they had this like 100% like thing, like they don't deteriorate in anything, and we all assumed that there was gonna be some kind of deterioration, and we eventually got that. It just didn't expect it from damage. I mean, maybe we did, just we expected over time deterioration. Anyway, option to change input type for inspector mode, new quest, new NPC activities and animations, new sitting animation for the band. NPCs can sway to the music played by the band in the tavern, which is nice. This is for the Oxbow. New chatters, dialogues between NPCs, new chatters for bandits attacking or looking for players. Barber in the Oxbow, so basically you can get haircuts now. That previously wasn't available. So switch to air by dialogue. Air has to be an adult in the Oxbow. New challenges from the king. Previously that wasn't like the challenges from the king wasn't available in the Oxbow. They were available in the valley, but they're now available in the Oxbow. Seasonal events are available on the Oxbow map. New seasonal events, new encounters. I actually met one of the encounters pretty quickly. One guy got trapped by wolves. Frustratingly, we still can't remove the buildings. I assume they're just going to make them as event areas, and I hate it so much because I actually don't care for it. There are places where there are good spots to build, but we can't build there. That's where those rundown buildings are, and I really hate that a lot. But anyway, players can now also use chat to play some emotes using commands like dance, hi, hello, bye, bravo, clap, thanks. And new combat songs. Oh, yeah, they do have new combat songs, which is interesting. New crafting and tinkering sounds. Sounds for some band animations, new sounds for flail threshing, sounds in a lot of NPC idle animations. More human crowd and Masonic ambiences sounds in the Oxbow villages, more 3D ambience sounds of insects, sounds of sword hitting different surfaces, sounds for bandit camp cage animations, sounds for picking new items, sounds of assigning tools to quick slots. And they did some fixes, some characters whose age with the whatever. So wrong player character name displayed while showing who's preventing the season from changing. Well, that would be awkward if one person was doing that and everyone else was like mad at the wrong person. If there are two custom goals at the same type available at the same time, for example 2 times listen to the conversation, then only the first one can be finished. Management locking in co-op mode sometimes not working correctly on the Oxbow map. Children are not getting more skill points when a player takes control. Now I'm gonna let you read this because we gotta look at the updates here. So the new combat system for new and a few existing weapon tools. So it made basically it made the spear harder to use. Rework damage calculations for weapons, tools, and projectiles. Reworked melee weapons hit detection. Um, I don't know. I feel like the hit detection is a bit wonky because there are times where I would hit animals and they would not hit properly. Actually, that's melee weapons, so but projectiles aren't hitting correctly. Reworked projectiles, spears, basically. Annoying spear throwing. So reworked bandit combat behavior to make the combat more interesting. Reworked hit particles, tweaked blood effects. Offline players will now also age with time. Network optimizations mainly for animal spawn points. Pregnancy is now displayed on female player, not on husband. Pregnancy is offline players will update with time. Durability toolbar color changes according to durability. Which I don't know. I'm not that interested in the color change for that. But durability loss of tools, weapons, armor, and clothes can now be changed in customized game menu. So if you don't want like the durability of your weapons and armor to go down, you can basically remove that entirely. Items can be unequipped with right mouse button and double left click mouse button. Or double left click. So basically if you want to unequip it and stuff. So that's pretty useful. Character / mount can be rotated in inventory, which is, you know, an fun UI. Just making it a little more like Skyrim stuff. But inventory UI focuses compatibility, currently dragged item, many improvements to UI animations, compass markers handling. Players can create new characters after dying on the Oxbow map. So basically, you have a completely different person working stuff. But reworked quarry ruins taken over by bandits. New bandit camps, 3 levels of difficulty. Some camps include quest and more expensive loot. Bandit voices. Fish now give survival skill instead of hunting skill, which is probably something that really needed to happen, considering you could only get survival skill from fishing for the NPCs. So tweaked animal health, Old King challenges, old season, and the like. So the animal health it's kind of more difficult to kill bisons. I guess that was for, I don't know. It was for something because it didn't really rework the hunting, because hunting is damn near impossible to. The hunting skill is damn near impossible to level up. So optimize animals. Let's see. Fire can cause damage, which is a great addition, to be honest. Reduce the minimum value of the experience and technology points. Technology points gain slider to 10%, which, you know, really needed to happen, you know, for people who want a real challenge. Network and code optimizations. Tweaked fall damage. Higher prices for most metal tools except bronze. I don't know why not bronze. And high tier food. So this is for like, this is because they updated how mines work. Basically, I'll have to show you in a minute. But they updated how things are made for like the production units and the smithy and stuff. So the spike cudgel is lower in technology, deals less damage, and is made of copper, which kind of makes sense considering it looked ridiculous. But the productivity changes in almost all items. I mean, it's barely noticeable for some, but very noticeable when you go to the smithy. So changes to the level of experience gained for most items. Basic products like feathers, logs, planks, rocks, and mushrooms give more technology points. And, you know, wool and potions of heal give less technology points. St. John's Wort, I didn't even realize St. John's Wort gave so much. And I don't know why for the eggs and feathers, they didn't really need to do that, but they went with that. So the murder of crows and badger request requires fewer animals to kill. I'm not sure if they needed to do that, but okay. Changes recipes for the flour Himalayas. Each tier. Longer effect for the meat with gravy. And I don't really see it. I still won't use the meat with gravy It's not really that long. And then the stronger effect for the plum tart, plum wine, oat beer, and rye beer. Those four in particular. Cabbages provide more food. I don't agree with this. I don't really think there's a need to change that. Lower weight in salt, which I do like. Higher damage from axes and knives. Change stats for almost every cloth item. Slower. They did technically need to do this. They did huge changes, so they did need to do that. So slower wool growth on sheep. Did not need to do that. I don't know why they even bothered to do that. I hardly even use the wool. I hardly ever like gather wool from the sheep physically myself because it's less than what the farmers do. So I barely even touched it. I don't even know why they touched it. I think some tryhard was doing this, and the developers looked at this and were like, I think we need to lower this. But anyway, harvesting fields with sickle and scythe, it's more efficient and quicker, which is great. So apples heal instantly instead of healing over time. I don't know if they needed to change that. They just decided to change that. I guess they want to make it more like Skyrim. But yeah, I had to show you the video, don't I? So it is muted. So this is basically their armor. So you basically have this armor here. You look like a knight, basically. This is like, I think that's brigandine or something. That's called elite armor in the game, but this is, you're wearing a kettle helm, and you have this, which confused me when I saw it. And there's some random banners. So you got marriage between players, and also there's the banner flags, of course. In-game appearance customization. Can't change gender, at least I don't think. It'd be nice if they added more for appearance customization, but you have to... Here, let me show you this. So, look. See that? Huge change in height. Look at that. Just huge changes in height. And then, of course, there's that. So, I don't have to show you this. I do like how they make this look. I never build my fields this wide, though. It takes too long for them to do this. So, crest and new decorations. And there's that. I have never bothered to build that because it costs 10,000 coins. And, when they showed this, they gave the impression that you could just place these in here. I cannot for the life of me do this. I've tried. So either they're lying to you and you can't actually place these on here, or you just had to try your best to place these on here. Either way, I can't even bother. Like I'm too. It's not that I'm lazy. It's that literally I spent like 15 minutes trying to place one sword on one of these things and could not do that. Also, they added these in the armor. So I'm not a big fan of this armor. I prefer Gambeson, and so you can see the Gambeson here. They didn't show it in the last video, but you have awesome Gambeson now. Revamped combat mechanics, shields basically, and they got new bandit camps. I have no idea where they are. I haven't seen them anywhere. And cages apparently. Look at them. It looks like some of them are from the valley too. I think we get bandit camps from the valley now too. Okay, there's huge swarms of bandits here though. And then new quests. They didn't show everything. Like they didn't really show everything here, so I do kind of have to show you. So there's a very huge problem with the game. Let me switch here. Sorry for the noise. But there's a problem with changes, and I could show you the armor actually. I want to show you it, but you know what? I can show you I'll ask you to go to my streams maybe. I'll show you a little bit of the armor because I accidentally sold some of mine and I can't be bothered to make another, but I do have like the gambeson, which I really like. Anyway, so I only have level 7s, but let me show you this. They didn't nerf making the smithing necessarily. I mean, they technically nerfed it, but let me show you this. For a level 7 extraction worker, we can only get 3.6 copper ore from an excavation shed. This makes getting copper ore from an excavation shed completely and utterly pointless. Because by the time we end up getting a good enough extraction worker in an excavation shed for like level 10 or something, getting the copper ore is pointless. We can get more copper ore simply from going to the mines ourselves than going anywhere else. They completely nerfed this. I've been wanting them to like fix getting copper, or at the very least, what I wanted them to actually, because I requested this to them, they never listened, but that I requested this of them. Let me fix this. We do produce I think we produce more stone and clay than usual. Let me fix that. But here's the mine. We do produce less copper ore. I mean, it's a lot more than the excavation shed. But that's about it. What I wanted them to do was add like excavation shed 1 and excavation shed 2. That way the excavation shed 1 doesn't have copper. But instead they decided to nerf it. I wanted it so that excavation shed 2 would have copper, and then when you get to the mines, you unlock tin. Basically, you can get tin and sulfur there, and then in later tiers, like a mine tier 2, you can get iron ore. I don't want to get iron ore immediately. And the reason why I say this is, let's go to the technology tree. We unlock the excavation shed at building technology 500. The mine is building technology 5000. You want to know why that's a problem? We unlock the smithy at 50. Copper is available at 50 points, 50 technology points for building, which is ridiculous. Look at this. There's so much copper here. And I'm like, why? Like, I know we need to unlock this, but I feel like copper shouldn't even be available for Smithy 1 if they're just going to do that. And then there's Smithy 2, unlocked at 500. We unlock the excavation shed at 500. The excavation shed gives the copper there, but the Smithy 2, we've already unlocked bronze. We've already unlocked bronze. That's ridiculous. And now they've nerfed it to the ground. To the point that, why do you even have copper in excavation sheds if you're going to do that? What's the point? The answer is there's no point. If you're only getting if you have level 10, you're probably getting about, let's say, 10 copper per hour if you're 100% or something. Maybe 12, because I'm not good with math. But that's still not enough. That's ridiculously small. It makes it this completely breaks the technology and balance of the game. And also they mess with smithies, so I gotta show you this. It takes the production rate of certain things. I have to show you. So they've lowered the production rate of bronze stuff, so we can barely make bronze pickaxe. This was 2 per day a while ago, and I can barely make bronze hammers. You can see we have 1 level 10 and 1 level 8. I can technically move the guy from the kitchen for this. Currently we're making 33 potages and 6 wheat bread. I feel like that's less than usual, but that's about how much we're making. And I feel like that's really bad. Really bad. That's not enough. So I'd have to have like, usually when I want to be able to build enough, I have like 2 smithies and that would be it. But now we're barely able to make anything at all with what we're doing here because I'm spending a lot of time. They did change the way copper bars were made though, so I'm thankful for that because we're making way too many copper bars, and it made it difficult to really make anything else. But you can see how ridiculous this is. For the mines, for the mine itself, I don't technically mind because I feel like it was a little bit much. We just needed like high level miners and that. So basically, it used to be with a level two miners, like a level 7, level 6. It was, I think, if I withdraw this, I think it was like 70 copper ore, and that was the same for the excavation shed. But now you barely get any copper ore at all, which is pointless. You can it's already difficult enough to level up any of the guys here, so it makes getting copper pointless. Like, you're more likely, like, you could get 200 copper ore simply from mining from 2 caves, basically. Technically it's 80 per most of the time, but so you could potentially get 200 copper ore from 2 caves, which makes this pointless. Getting copper ore from these excavation sheds, absolutely pointless. Why do that? And what other changes have they made that I don't really... They did fix fish. So previously, you had to put a lot more points into producing fish meat. Perches and fish meat, I think it was like, I think up to 70 or maybe 60 something percent. Now that it's a little bit less and less of a pain to do, but that was basically how it was. Hunting lodge, not much change here. It's still nerfed to high heaven, but there's that. The well is still a pain to do. The buckets, producing so little buckets because for game mechanic reasons, not like realistic reasons. And they changed a few things. I don't know if they changed much with the woodshed. For the barn, I don't really see much changes for the barn at the moment, but there's that. I think they fixed wool a bit. I think they did. Yeah, that's 97 a day. I think it was a lot more than that, close to 200 for wool. But there's that. And I don't know how we're selling things right now. We are selling a lot of copper bars. I think we need to stop selling those for now. And I should probably show you some of the armor. So they did change, like I said, they made you shorter. You can almost completely notice it. Also, you can add dyes. I forgot to mention that. You can dye your clothes, by the way, but I haven't really bothered to do that just yet. I'm just going to show you this. This is basically the armor, the training dummies, and the racks. You can customize the training dummies. Well, I can't show you just yet. This is, if you can see in the background, this is like a metal armor. That's bronze armor. That's pretty good. Here's thick boots. I don't have the thin ones because I sold them. But I can show you how the thick armor looks. It looks really nice and sleek. I gotta say, I really like how this looks. And the later armor looks really good too. So where did I place any weapons here? Or maybe I should look at how the iron knife looks. I wonder if it looks any different. It doesn't look any different. Oh well. So let's see. No new weapons. There's a lot of new clothing. You know, if you want to see how the clothing looks, I'd like you to shout out my streams, because I do stream this quite a bit. Quite a bit of Medieval Dynasty. I've been streaming that. I haven't really made that many videos of Medieval Dynasty, but I've been streaming this a lot. Let's go ahead and let's see. Oh, we do have the thin boots. Okay, so let me grab this. Here's the thin armor. I like Gambeson a lot. And here's this. It looks really nice. It looks like something that would look nice over armor. Typically, you actually, as far as I can tell historically, you had the Gambeson over the armor, or maybe under it, including this padded helm here, to prevent like blows from killing you instantly. But we don't really have that here, so we're gonna put up the thin armor into here. Where is it? Thin boots, thin Gambeson, thin gloves. We should here it is. Here's the new winter clothes. So I want to show you this. The new winter clothes look nice. Look at that. Really cool looking. Now, and you can dye these too. This is like the basic look. But, you know, now you can basically have some cool armor here. Not armor, but cool clothes. These don't really offer any armor. So I'm going to put these up. I'm going to put on some proper clothes. But this is the very basics. They did change how you do the UI for making clothes. What are you doing in here? You know what? I'm going to ask you to leave.
No worries, I'll wait.
So I gotta show you this. So this is basic clothes. They changed the way the UI looks. So this is like standard clothes, basically the start when you unlock stuff. And then there's the decent clothes, which looks really nice. This is like the tier 2 for stuff, and this is the warm coat and stuff. And then there's the noble clothes. This is tier 3 seamster, basically. But the thick padded armor, tier 2. I haven't unlocked these. I can technically buy these at the store. But again, I haven't really unlocked the fences yet, because this is one of my newer things, and I don't want to bother loading a 3-year-old save. No, it's probably a 2-year-old save. But I can show you some of the weapons here. I can technically make the iron swords. Do I have any iron on me? Yeah. So let's grab 20 of these. Well, first off, let me show you the weapons. This is a bronze thing. You can see the mace here. You can guard with it. I like the mace better than the sword. The mace does add quite a bit of bludgeoning. Oh, you also press F to get the shield open. So this is my favorite type of shield, is the kite shield. There are other shields, of course, but for now, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's go ahead and look at let's unlock the iron weapons real quick. They did change how the animations work. I think they might have fixed the animations too, I'm not sure. Also, it's already nighttime. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the weaponry. Iron dagger, iron kite shields, iron battle axe, iron mace, iron pick, iron sword. I think we've unlocked the iron armor too, but we don't have the iron for that. So here's the iron dagger. Can I use this for hunting? I've been wondering about this, but that's a dagger. If you want to play a thief, stab one, slit someone's neck, you could use that. Here's the iron battle axe. Heck yeah. I do, you know, I like the battle axe, you know, built for war. Iron mace. Looks a bit honestly, but it will still cause quite a bit of pain. And let's see, iron pick. You know, it's basic looking, but they did have these and they were really deadly. I don't know about this little bits of iron stuck on it, but go swords. And this is a basic iron sword. I'm not sure if they would do that in the middle. To save iron, yes, but I'm not sure how much that would be practice. Oddly enough, the sword sounds like it really hits against the wind, though. That's incredibly... I mean, she's not even swinging it that fast. And here's the iron kite. Oh, so you can use the kite to bash people. But yeah. That's basically most of the weapons. Don't really have the ability to show you the armor. There is another guy who can show you it. I can't remember what it is. Let me check. Sir Jaywalker. So if you want to learn more about this, go to Sir Jaywalker. He makes much better videos regarding this. So if you want to know how the game looks, I suggest going there. But anyway, that was basically this update. I unfortunately can't show you everything, but you know, I did raise my concerns about it, and I should showcase some of this stuff, which is really nice. Honestly, the clothing and the armor, really nice. Also go check out Sir Jaywalker's video. He has a more in-depth view of the new stuff that's been added. And that's about it. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and have a good day.